team should be recognized. Sajad and Nazia Rashid, who have housed players and coaches in their home. Nazia was an unpaid manager for the team in India. Sajad, whose expertise in risk management has assisted U.S. Hockey to improve the procedures. Kathy Schiller has provided meals and assistance to the men's team. Pam Hickson and Missy Mahar have provided needed contact and coordination with the college coaches in the community. Lorraine Hughes, a Harvard-trained attorney, I called her a Yale-trained attorney before my first round of lifting this up, and she corrected me very quickly. A Harvard-trained attorney who runs billions of dollars in trusts for this country's coal miners and miners who are suffering from disease as a result of their occupation. And she has been there for legal advice and valuable consultation. Perhaps uniquely, the duo of Lisa and David Higgins, who, without compensation for many years, provided needed help. Lisa's our treasurer, and David supplied medical services and care for the team without compensation. An amazing couple, and two people who are probably one of our most valuable assets. Under the last leadership, the foundation last year supported the following activities: the men's indoor tournament, the women's indoor tournament, the junior women's national team, junior high performance team, the men's national team, China trip, and the under 21 junior cup. Altogether, the foundation provided in 2023 2.6 times the amount of support that it did in 2022, while keeping the corpus of its endowment the same as it was in 2022. I will have to again remind people of the extraordinary gift of Grace Robertson. I was privileged to be her executor, where she gave over $2.5 million, which is now entrusted to U.S. Field Hockey, who, like the foundation, will invest the money whenever possible, preserving its original size without any income to benefit our women's national team. In order to qualify as a trustee, in addition, for foundation members, we ask each trustee to pledge $20,000 during their 4-year term. Please, will all trustees present stand and accept our thanks for their generosity and their hard work. I'm happy to say that we are in consultation with several other people to add to our list of trustees this year. Tonight, we honor 5 extraordinary individuals who have made significant contributions to field hockey. They will be forever recognized as important leaders benefiting to the success of the sport. They are a significant part of the team. After all, this is a team sport. Thank you very much.
As you can see, we're a proud group and very excited to continue our support USA Field Hockey. Hall of Fame, past, present, future. I'd like to recognize, first of all, our Hall of Fame honoring our legend sponsor, Beyond Pulse, and Building Dream sponsor, AstroTurf. Thank you for helping us honor our inductees, pay tribute to our teams, and celebrate our sport on this very special evening. I'm going to quickly insert a little, a little something to Beyond Pulse. They had a lovely display outside, and there were a couple belts there for people to take a look at and see. If you happen to pick those up to check them out and see what they were like, would you please put them back there? Very much appreciate it. And if you want more information, Beyond Pulse is at table 1, and very much happy to talk to you a little bit more. But Beyond Pulse, thank you so much for your sponsorship of the cocktail hour. So 2 years ago, following our 100th anniversary, the same year Title IX celebrated its 50th anniversary, along with Cal Cup, we decided to hold the 2024 Hall of Fame in California, coinciding with Cal Cup. And here we are, thrilled to be here. Tom Harris, the godfather of field hockey, playing field hockey on every continent except Antarctica. What a legacy. One of my fond memories of Tom, looking back at the 2014 World Cup in Utrecht, and the Masters group was there playing as well. I was on the FIH board at the time. Tom was in the VIP area. I was also playing Masters, and I'm asking Tom, how his team's doing? And I forget what age group you were playing in, over 70, I don't know what it was, and we were like, it's okay. I mean, the Lions team's okay, but you know, Pam, they just aren't in shape. And I was like, what does in shape look like at 70? I'm pretty sure if you just show up and get out there with a stick and ball, we're looking good. So Tom, so impressive that competitive fire's still there. So thank you. Our Hall of Famers here tonight. Joining the Hall of Fame with Tom Harris is Beth Baglin, Rachel Dawson, Manzar Iqbal, Lauren Liska, Marcy Place, and Aaron Shear as our Hall of Fame attendees. Since its establishment in 1988, the USA Field Hockey Hall of Fame has recognized individuals who've achieved success internationally and made significant contributions to the organization. The newly formed Veterans Committee reviews nominations, handles fact-checking in conjunction with USA Field Hockey staff, and makes recommendations to the Hall of Fame Selection Committee. Our Hall of Fame Selection Committee then reviews those nominations and selects the Hall of Fame class, which includes approximately 3 to 6 inductees every year. The honorary member category has been retired and replaced with contributor. Those who were elected to the Hall of Fame as an honorary member will retain the title, but those inducted into the 2024 class and beyond will be contributors. The additional categories and changes allow USA Field Hockey to recognize all members who've made significant contributions to the sport and USA Field Hockey. The USA Field Hockey Hall of Fame now includes not only athletes, but coaches, officials, and contributors. As we look to the future, there are current honorary members who meet the criteria for contributors. The Veterans Committee will review the honorary member list, and USA Field Hockey will be looking to reassign those to the contributor category. The Hall of Fame's home at Ursinus was disassembled upon university's request to repurpose the space, and that new Hall of Field Hockey home will be determined in the future. It is now my pleasure to introduce our USA Field Hockey Executive Director, Simon Hoskins. Simon grew up, you're not coming up yet, so I have a few words. Talked about Bill, I gotta talk about Simon. Simon grew up playing field hockey in England. He received his bachelor's degree in physical education, sports science and recreation management from Loughborough University, and his master's degree in sports marketing from the University of Oregon. Simon has worked in the sports industry for more than 20 years, including a stint at the Atlanta '96 Olympic Games. He began his career with USA Field Hockey in 2008 as the Director of Brand Development and served as the Chief Operating Officer from 2013 to 2015. Simon has served as the USA Field Hockey CEO since July 2015 and currently serves as Chair of the FIH Pro League Council. I've had the opportunity to work with Simon for the last 14 years, serving in various roles within the organization and the foundation. Together, the USA Field Hockey Foundation, along with USA Field Hockey, dare to differ, working hand in hand to grow resources as we nurture and teach the grassroots level through high school age, supporting and developing our junior national and national teams, much like my good friend, former men's national team coach, Shiv Jagdag, and he's here tonight, right? Did I not see him yet? Oh, man. Well, was hoping to get here tonight. We continue to provide more opportunities to our adult and masters players and umpires and inspire the next generation of men and women in the game. Please join me in welcoming our CEO, Simon Hoskins.
Hockey players have stick. They've got vibe. They've got that teamwork in their hearts that goes off when a ball thumps the backboard of a goal. Field hockey is for the mold breakers, the convention challengers, the trailblazers, people who think outside the box and come alive inside the circle. Sure, there will always be those who mindlessly take the road more traveled, think the same, do the same, play the same. Field hockey players know that the strength of the pack is the wolf, and that the strength of the wolf is the pack. We know we're different, and we're proud of it. It's how we stand out. It's how we fit in. Like eagles, we soar individually, yet value family and togetherness highly. Join us. We're the minority of millions that get it. There's a stick waiting to be picked up. Lifelong friendships to be made. Goals to be a part of. Victories, defeats, draws, and more. Stories to be told. With you, by you, of you. There's a field hockey team waiting to be called yours. Game on. Dare to differ.
Thank you all, and Pam, thank you, and Bill, thank you. Thank you to you and to the foundation for all that you do for our sport. And you can see it on the Dare to Differ 30-second commercial. That is awesome, inspiring, I love it. Thank you all. So many people in the field hockey community made that happen. It took a year to develop. And we were super excited to have that 90-second commercial shown on CBS on national television during the Indian Women's Qualifier earlier this year. The goal is to inspire more people into a sport, find their team. And you can see that all the values that we love and cherish in our sport, hopefully we've captured in there. We can inspire ever more boys and girls to join our incredible sport. Excitingly, it is also going to be broadcast again on national television next week. TBS had a great experience working with us, which we love because we want our sport to be on national television, and have agreed again to broadcast 2 more games of our women's national team playing in the Pro League next week. And fingers crossed, it is also going to be shown on the NBC network during the Summer Paris Olympics, which Bill so eloquently said, an amazing accomplishment by the women's national team, qualifying for Paris in 2024. Interestingly, please all set your alarms for 3:45 a.m. because the women are playing in Belgium against world number 2 Argentina. They came very, very close to defeating in the 5-4 loss just 36 hours ago. So truly, they're playing at 3:45. You can watch it. If on that topic, if I could please ask everyone who has represented USA in any capacity as a coach, player, official, umpire, tech staff, or more, please stand, and we'd love to recognize your amazing achievement. Rising to the very, very top in your profession and representing your country is not to be underestimated. It sometimes can get more normalized to us who have friends who are national team players, coaches, umpires, and more. But it really is an amazing accomplishment. So really, very well done to all of you. And some of the younger guys I saw sitting at the back too, who will eventually make it to the top stage of all, to the Olympics. So exciting things ahead. On the men's national team, I did want to recognize and acknowledge, we did have one of our community have a tragic accident, Nick Butcher, forward from the 96 Olympic Games. And our thoughts are with him and his family as he goes through his rehab and recovery. And thank you again to the field hockey community for rallying around and supporting Nick. Later this summer, we hope, and I'm very confident, so I want to share it semi-publicly within this room, is that we understand it's been a long journey, but we're super excited. We're almost there. and we anticipate that it will be confirmed that our men's national team and women's national team will be confirmed as participants as the hosts of the Los Angeles 2028. There are a few people in this room who've played in the Home Olympics. It's really, I mean, it's almost unbelievable. It's an amazing, amazing experience, honor and privilege for those of you who are going to do this in LA 28. The opportunity will come for 16 men and 16 women just 4 years from now. Super exciting for us all. And lastly, I'd like to add my congratulations to the amazing inductees that we will honor after dinner later this evening. What you've achieved in the sport is incredible in each of your areas. You're legends within the sport and continue to give back. We look forward to hearing your stories after we meet. And believe me, massive, massive respect and admiration to each of the 5 of you. Very well done. And thank you.
Here to give the first wish is Lauren Liscombe. Lauren serves as the USOPC Athlete Advisory Committee alternate representative on the USA Field Hockey Board of Directors. Originally from Doylestown, PA, Lauren is a 3-time Olympian, Beijing 2008, London 2012, and Rio 2016. Representing Team USA, she earned an impressive 279 international caps, earning 5 gold and 5 silver medals in World Championship level events. Former captain of the U.S. Women's National Team and a leader second to none, she was a 2022 USA Field Hockey Hall of Fame inductee. Let's give a warm welcome to Lauren Liscombe.
To come together to celebrate our great sport and some of the greatest. I want to say thanks to those who worked so hard to make tonight happen, and for all of us who traveled near and far to make this night special. Let's use tonight as an opportunity to enjoy each other's company, to be present with one another, and really to celebrate everything we love about our sport. Let's enjoy reflecting on old memories and try and make new ones tonight. Enjoy your meal, enjoy one another, and let's have fun celebrating our inductees. Let's
For the men in the back, especially that junior and senior team, it's time to feed the machine. Dinner is served.
watch the game. Yeah, I will be there.
I'll be around. We'll see you.
Yeah. You should have said,
Everyone is playing. I
yeah, so why not the Induction? The game played okay, but our voice too. The Tigers okay.
Did hit the fan or what? Big feel. I sure relate to that.
That's
So we're not going to put a bid on that one. Dude. I'm the guy that calls. My type? No. That's good. Sorry. Nope. I don't know shit about shit. It's awesome over here. Try it out sometime. Let's do this thing. How do you want to do concerts this year? We're doing concerts. Well, they are a different animal. I don't know. I just like a house, somewhere, a club right here. Yeah, I mean, that's like, that's, you know, fun. And should be good. But you gotta make it more level than up. You know, the customer like spins the wheels. So that, you know, when you have a truck for your trip, because the trailer behind the bus, the trailer behind the van, the van. You know what I mean? I think everybody should have, yeah, of course. I think everybody should have the experience of what insurance and know whether it's a good or not.
I can see it being creative.
I love traveling. I love traveling, but I hate to. Have you ever been to 50 different cities in a month? Nope. With all different time zones. Right.
What an adventure, though.
That was a great adventure. If I was 21, so I want to do it again. Now or never. Get on Bobnet. Don't work yourself some shit.
Bobnet?
Bobnet. Might need a referral, and I'm not like legit enough to give you one, but Bobnet's where the game guy. You want that life, you want to be a roadie. You're ready. It used to just be a Rolodex. Now it's that. My business is like what it is for the accountants. Like the whole 29 years and we're out of the accounting report.
I'm like fine. Usually fine. Like with Regency, I positioned for that weekend. Did perform fine.
It's not like someone else.
Yes.
24 shows for 27 days. And on my way home from the airport, I had my buddy bought some new bed sheets. Especially my buddy was so fucking disoriented. I was on it the other day. My body doesn't have enough time to adjust for it over and over and over again. I'm losing an hour, gaining an hour, losing an hour, gaining 2 hours. It's a lot.
I'm fine.
A lot of monsters, a lot of drinking, a lot of weed.
Sounds pretty normal.
I was like, I never did throwback at that time. Throwback in the store. Stocked up. Man, how fun is it while you can find tight down? I guarantee you, we go out on the court, I'll get calls, we'll have to turn back to the news.
Mid-tour, maybe.
You get a whole set there? What? You show up and you should already set. What? Just saying. Imagine every day is set day and each straight day. That's a lot of caveats there, buddy. That's going to be bad. Oh yeah, I see. No, I will show you the thing that's in my face. That's the way it's but like actual adult dinners. That's what you want to get from Bob.
yeah, but then it's been a lot of right?
Oh, you like this?
I've been to this before.
Yeah. You said you did it. You said it doesn't pay that good to read books. I feel going forward. Like, you're like, on my advice is give the most money that they can invest.
It's like, okay, you have 5 guys in the coffee,
Not as they want. It's not like this.
oh, it'd be a lot.
A lot more tables, a lot more empty spots, a lot more flexibility, and a lot less time to work. That's like a light that if you send me like the dog face and the JCs or
Were they running wireless right now? I'm surprised they didn't do like ones that were they on app or something?
Oversee motors on record. This is an audio to you. Basic sound production South Entertainment, seeking production management dates are October 10th and November 4th. Duties, overseeing load in, load out, setting station management, and house staff, fixing FOH for expedient center, advancing all technical aspects of the show, including that's why I don't want to work.
You're not gonna go talk splits.
So 27 shows from October 10th to November 4th. 27 shows. That's what, 5 days off? All, let me say that to you. All grounds U.S. for traveling by population, 2 loaders each side. 2 loaders? Yep. 300 to 1,000 capacity, reputable roads. 6 self-sufficient.
But if you're looking at
local support but yeah, tour manager responsibility is handled by band members. Well, this is where the big stuff is ready to go up. You want to
probably sign up.
My whole thing is I'm not passionate enough about the work. So like, this villain is really about that guy. I don't have to work for it. If I'm under pressure, as an artist. Yes. What are you going to say about it? But I was able to work with it. More options. know what happened about it. And I asked him,
Calif is still the whole mixes only and he uses mixes to send us different speaker groups. And I'm like, dude, when you do that, you don't get control over things anymore. So, like, if I wanted to talk out something for a second, you can't use the application. Yeah. Because they're sending it out. And
So that's where it is.
exactly, and that's what I'm like. Whenever I do the left right, that's what it's going to do to whatever it's going to send to. But yeah, I've confused myself before by just doing the mixes and then like getting a certain rate. I don't know guess what mix it's coming from. You know, so it's a lot easier if I just pull this out. That's it. I've been telling people that. Like, you do not get a full body control where you can cut the whole thing if you need to. He's like, oh, I'll get around to the hair. I'll teach you right now. It's so easy. So I've been like slowly pressing them out in that direction. Kaitlyn highly underestimates the skill. That's what I used to do when I was engineering in the studio. Really just like being my own production to be way too hard on myself and I make this all way too complicated so I can do cool or whatever. I get shit on the ballot and realize that I can completely fuck it up. You know, and so that's the way to do things early on as a mixer. My fear for these things is like really tight. You know, it's like I get organized from it at this point. And that's another reason why I want to stop doing these one-night shows and stuff where it's like, I get to have fun with it. I'll make the voice sound like pretty, you know, kind of on the
I'm always tempted to
We've started fucking around with the effects section. That's a lot of fun. Yeah, you really do. You know, something I've been having a lot of fun with is if you're in like traditional weddings. But to us, anything like that, we don't know usually the pastor or the particular. Not like when they're doing this, they'll do it, start singing. The rabbi comes away. Just throw a little vocal chorus on that. Just tuck it in a little bit in the back. Most people don't notice it, but if you're getting a band left there, also nice. Go off with the other instruments. Really tiny, but really kind of broad and kind of voice out, right? And that's what I've noticed with the super bases that I get into it. And then you also got like I have bands that go like that's
Thank you.
And the switch, liner, a quick goal for Indiana, gets right into this success. And Liner, no mistake, Boots with the six stop, and Rose with the head. Saved by Calif. USA 2, Netherlands 1, for a historic win for the US. And the Dutchess had no anticipation. 3, 2, 1, here's the and the US defeats the world champions. And there is our end.
I've been playing field hockey at this level for, 9 years, and it's just great. I mean, the team there worked really, really hard over the last 6 months, and, we just came out here, and now we're in semifinals, and we just want to keep
They come. All right. Shoot! Number 2. It's the death by 6 minutes. 6 minutes. the United States of America, the supply package of the tournament. They took the bronze medals at the big biggest event because remember, they're hosting the next Olympic Games.
VHS tape that was in an attic for several decades before being transformed. So, point number one. Point number two, umpires in the room, raise your hands. There we go, okay? So, it's 1994. There were no calls against just taking people out. I mean, Liz and I have more footage. It was a bloodbath out there. So, the way it should be. There we go. That way, perhaps. We'll bring that up in the next FIH. So again, teams, team culture, work ethic, belief. Bill talked about this a little bit earlier. And whatever you think of when you think of teams, successful teams, and what they accomplish. Pivoting and recognizing our 1984 teams, our men's Olympic team and our women's Olympic team who were bronze medalists. 40 years this summer. And they're at men's Olympic head coach Gavin Featherstone is here tonight. So great to see you and have you join us this evening. And so fitting for us to be here in California with the 1984 LA Olympians tonight. And that will be here in 4 years back in LA in 2028. So that's watch a video and tribute to all of our Olympic teams through the years.
In fact, a lot of people lost their jobs because they spoke up and said, you're discriminating against young women. I think often a revolution starts when we're not aware of it. But we're very, very aware of what's happening.
1976 also marked an historic year in the world of field hockey. With 2 critical votes, the International Hockey Federation elected to make artificial turf the official playing surface for international competition, and to include women's field hockey in the 1980 Olympics.
In 1979, we went into the World Championships in Vancouver, ranked 11th, and we came out of that tournament 3rd. We really surprised the hockey world. No one expected us to do that well. We beat England for the first time, and we were competitive in all of our matches in that tournament. And that 3rd place finish made it possible for us to qualify for the 1980 Olympics.
So once we did qualify for the Olympics, then we stepped up our scores actually to get as many test matches as we could get under our belts before heading to Moscow. And at some point in that tour right before, I remember picking up the USA Today, and I think we were in Holland. And even though it was in Dutch, we could definitely read the word boycott.
The boycott was devastating. Women's field hockey would be at the Olympics for the first time in 1980, and we had qualified for the Olympics at Great World Championships in 1979, so we were crushed. But this team was just incredible. We were motivated, we trained hard, and really each individual decided that they were going to stay on and practice hard and get ready for LA.
We spent 6+ hours a day at the University in Philadelphia, with maybe a day off. I can't remember if I was that kind or not. The players were not only competing in the back of their minds to win a medal in Los Angeles, but they had to make it team first. So they were competing for a place on the team. Their competitiveness was so great on hockey games, 7-on-7 dribbles, that when we gave them an older activity, such as hockey baseball, it was so competitive, it was thought it was the World Series. And the swimming meet we had, which we thought was a healthy break, that was so competitive that the coaches suddenly had to get on their feet to look for drownees at the bottom of the pool.
United States of America.
Pictures in Burbank, California is being converted into a New Orleans garden to entertain the guests of the Olympic Field Hockey Federation.
It's fun. I mean, it's exciting. Those people out there. I like to see bodies banging around. They do a lot of that. They enjoy doing what they're doing very much.
I like the pace, the speed, and the excitement. I think it's a very exciting game to watch. It takes a while to build in areas that we're not that familiar with, but once it catches hold, obviously, if we do well, then little girls all over the country will get that stick out and start playing. So this summer marks the second time in Olympic history that women have been able to compete in field hockey. What do you think took us so long? Field hockey is kind of a rough game, but I think the American women proved the other night that they're up to the task.
The United States women's field hockey team faced Australia in a key matchup for both teams. Olympic standards going into the game indicated that the United States was 2-1 and Australia was 1-1 with one tie. A win by the American women would virtually ensure a medal for the team.
Women's field hockey. There was a dramatic finish in the women's field hockey tournament. The American team got its first medal ever, the bronze, earlier this afternoon, as the Dutch team won the gold by beating the Australians 2-0. That score left the Australians and Americans tied for third with 5 points, 9 goals for, and 7 goals against. In other words, all even. And this situation seldom arises. According to Olympic rules, the United States and Australia then faced each other in a shootout. We're going to take a look at it. 5 women from each team shooting 2 penalty shots each. That's what constituted the shootout. Now, there is a heroine on the American team. There she is, Lynn Chesson. She turned away 5 shots out of a possible 10. We're going to see her here standing her ground twice against the penalty shots. Beth Anders scored twice during the shootout to bring her total to 10. She's the top scorer on the American team. Here's a look at Beth Anders as she got herself ready for the tension-filled penalty shot, which could help the American team on towards a medal. Beth Anders scored twice, which I mentioned, top scorer on the American team. Although the American team won the bronze medal on the 7th penalty shot, the shootout was played out and officially secured on Julie Staples' goal. With the final shootout score, 10-5, giving the American women an unprecedented bronze medal for the Hyatt.
Marcy come up on stage. We have 3 of our 1984 Olympians here tonight. What a thrill to play in your own country in front of a home crowd. And we're 4 years out from that moment. So I couldn't pass up tonight and not take an opportunity to bring these 3 on stage. And before I ask them a question, I want to make note of Aaron Shear, standing up there in the back, my good friend. Those of you that were like, wow, you know, the Hall of Fame is a lot of work, a lot of things to do. I'm like, that man ran the 84 LA field hockey venue at the Olympic Games. Now that's good. So thank you, Aaron. It was one to remember, and if you need some more stories, Aaron will be out at the bar after this, and you can hear all about it, because we need another hour to go through that. So here, with them on stage tonight, question I have, I'll give the mic to Manzar here first. You know, your greatest memories of the LA Games or lead up, what was it when you look back and think of '84 that you remember most?
Obviously, there are a lot of things that you remember, but I think a lot of us who have gone through this process remember the journey, the actual event, the opening ceremonies, living arrangements, and all those kind of things in the village. But the journey, that's what you remember the most. The Olympics was the opening ceremony was one day. I remember looking out at the stands, and it was like impressionist painting, dots. And you're just going, this is freaking great. So that's my memory.
I know Manzar for years as well, and I think those athletes in here know what that journey's like, and there is that final moment and that medal and that sort of thing, but it is the journey. It is that work ethic, that culture that you build, that belief in yourself, and why we're here honoring legends tonight. To Beth and Marcy, that freaking moment when, against all odds and all these things had to line up, you came out of the stands to go to that penalty shootout. Tell us a little bit about that moment and what it felt like, and just, to be there live.
Okay, I'm going to be short because he was too eloquent. But I told him on the way up, we hung out at the pool at the Olympic Village in USC together all the time, and it was really, really fun. But beside that, I just, there are 2 moments I'd have to say, going through the 3 moments. Sitting in the arena before you go out to walk on into the Coliseum was amazing, with all these different countries all shoved into this arena, and walking around talking and looking at people was amazing. And then obviously walking to the tunnel with the USA supporting you was a total highlight. But clearly, when we knew we had a chance to actually medal was the quintessential excitement. Not that I had anything to do with it, I was just jumping on the sidelines saying, go girls! But it was fantastic.
Well, I'll echo a little bit of what Manzar said, because it is the journey. And you know, the disappointment of the boycott in 1980 led to the success of the team in '84. 12 out of their 16 players that did not get to go to Moscow stayed on and stayed together for a total of 7 years. And were in residency for 2 years in Philadelphia and for 3 months out here prior to the start of the games. So to have this chance at the end, we originally thought we had lost all chance of winning a medal when we had lost to Germany. And we figured out that we had this infinitesimally small opportunity to be able to have the chance to win a medal. If they score Australia and Holland, Holland would beat Australia 2-0. And before the game commenced there, our strokers went out into the parking lot outside the stadium and practiced strokes against Gwen, not in front of any goal, but just in front of the parking lot with somebody behind catching the balls, in anticipation of the fact that we might have a chance to go out to a shootout. And Holland scored their second goal for a 2-0 result, for us to be tied in all tie-breaking categories against Australia with less than 2 minutes to go in the game. And at that point, our team walked down and out onto the field. Gwen saved 3 out of the first 5 strokes, and our team went a perfect 10 for 10. And that was, without a doubt, the highlight.
Amazing here, and I think you stand on the shoulder of giants, and there are 3 here representing that team. And on behalf of Simon and US Field Hockey and myself and the trustees and the foundation, we have a small gift for you. You can open it here, and you'll kind of see how it relates. Candy bar. It's a Hershey bar. So what they're opening is a ticket that was punched by the women in January to go to Paris this summer. So it is a commemorative ticket. Before we get into the Hall of Fame induction and those 5 legends, I want to give a shout out to Bev Johnson and Mina Prout. Bev Johnson, another Hall of Famer here tonight, and Mina. Those of you that have the opportunity to play with the Golden Girls, traveling all over the world to see your games. They were everywhere. I don't know how they got there. I don't know how they kept their jobs. But they were in the stands cheering us on decade after decade after decade, and very dear friends of Shelley and Grace. And God bless you both. It's wonderful to see you here tonight, and thank you for supporting me, our men and women, and all those that wore the red, white, and blue. Love you guys. To the 2024 Hall of Fame induction. I'd first like to recognize our Hall of Fame Veterans Committee, Beth Baglin, Chip Rogers, and Aaron Scher for their hard work. Our Hall of Fame Selection Committee, Renee Zelkin as chair, Becca Main, Jared Martin, Missy Mahard, Jeannie O'Brien, and Nigel Traverso for their work in selecting these legends tonight. Thank you. Our first Hall of Fame inductee, Pat Cota. Rose from the legacy of the LA 1984 Olympic Games when his soccer coach, former U.S. national team member Chuck Valencia, introduced him to the sport. He started playing for community programs offered in his elementary school, and then with the Field Hockey Federation League on the U16 boys team, the Camarilla Cougars. He continued to play and earned his way onto the senior squad starting in 1999 through a career that spanned until 2012. A 14-year U.S. men's national team member, Pat represented the United States in 119 international matches and was named to the Pan American Federation Elite Team in 2009.
Congratulations, Cota, on being inducted into U.S. Field Hockey's Hall of Fame. I had the pleasure of being your teammate for over 10 years, first on the junior national team, and then the senior national team. It was great being your teammate because you were one of the players that was not satisfied with making the U.S. men's hockey team, but you really wanted to make something of U.S. men's field hockey team. I think it's great that you continue with that, even after your playing time, with your commitment to the program in many different aspects. I think this honor is very much deserved. So congrats, brother.
Hi everyone, I'm Sean Michael. Welcome to teammate Pat Cota. Pat and I first met playing soccer together as young budding athletes. Pat was 5, and I was 6. We were both playing on the field hockey pitch years later in middle school. Hockey became a lifelong passion that took us all over the world. And thanks to our travels, Pat became a connoisseur of foods and cultures. Because of Pat's expertise on just about anything, friends and family refer to him as Pat Geo. And that nickname, it's easy to forget he wasn't always as cultured. Young Pat was a picky eater, often preferring only lettuce and turkey on a Subway sandwich. If he was feeling adventurous, he'd sometimes add tomatoes. Luckily and hilariously, that changed. Back in 1999, a group of national team guys decided to go to all-you-can-eat sushi. This was Pat's first time trying sushi. I guided him through the buffet line, starting with the easy things like cucumber rolls and California rolls. With each trip back to the buffet, Pat became more daring, slowly trying different things. Then, Pat decided to go big. He chose octopus. I watched as he ate a bit. Seemingly unfazed, it appeared as though Pat had been eating sushi for years. I looked away for about 5 minutes, thinking of my own food, when, out of the corner of my eye, I saw Pat try eating. Pat is hard-working and doesn't give up. These are generally great attributes, except when it comes to eating sushi for the first time. 25 years later, I'm proud to say he can enjoy all types of sushi and loves food he comes across. I'm also proud of how far he's come with his field hockey achievements. All the years of practicing on the tennis courts at 6 a.m. before working countless hours of doing sprints at the park paid off. Thanks for being a great friend and teammate. Congrats on the Hall of Fame induction.
Hello everybody, my name is Ian Scally. Hello Pat, Kelly, Kate. Congratulations on your induction to the Hall of Fame. You're very well deserving of this honor. I had the privilege of playing, coaching, and calling Pat as a friend for a very, very long time. I remember Pat as a player, as a big unit. He would run all over the field, and this is partly because of growing up with Naku and Naku playing super and having Pat chase all the center forwards all over the field. Pat's always been an ambassador and still is an ambassador to our teams and to the men's program. He was always making the right decisions on and off the field, and he was never afraid to offer a shoulder to our international counterparts. I want to share with all of you today is that Pat was part of the greatest synchronized swimming team USA Field Hockey has ever seen. Again, congratulations, all three of you. You're very well deserved, and thank you USA Field Hockey for recognizing their achievements. So congratulations to the Hall of Famers.
Congratulations, man. What a great achievement making it to the Hall of Fame. While I look back at our career together, some fun stories have been had. Best one I can think of was in Bermuda with the synchronized swimming competition. And I started team 1. I think the video is still floating around somewhere where I'll have to look back and laugh about that. From playing, being the big diesel out of the backfield, hitting balls 90% of the time on the ground, but those 10%, knee to shin high, just coming at lightning speed and saying, trap that. Just too funny. I admire your dedication to the sport from when you were playing till now. You're always looking to achieve better things for men's field hockey. And hats off to you. A couple of things I also want to note is just your resilience when you were playing. You're out there, you're a fighter, you're a competitor. You're still doing that today, competing. And your fitness. Good times that we had, and look forward to catching up and drinking a beer, and congratulations, well deserved.
Take 501. Congratulations, Pat Cota, on your induction into the Hall of Fame. So much respect for your love for the USA jersey, all the time you spent in training, being available for the national team, fully committed to the national team effort and making it better. Also, transitioning everything that you've gotten out of the sport, giving back to coaching at all levels. It's been very respectful and appreciated.
Fantastic ambassador for the sport, Pat. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to Falgo. Congratulations to Dope as well. You guys, what a fantastic group you got there this year. So excited for you all. Pat, we love you.
And by the way, Pat, you're late for our board meeting. Let's go. I've been waiting for you to get out for a serve.
looks a lot fuller up here. This end, much different from this end. And congratulations to everybody for making it here through Carmageddon this weekend. I know it's Memorial Day weekend, so those that had to come from further away, really appreciate you all being here. If you need directions on the way out, just take the 101 and the 405 to 10, maybe 6, 710, 605, and we'll just get the hell out of here afterwards, okay? So, enjoy it. Congrats to our other inductees this evening. I think for me it's an incredible honor to be included with this group tonight. To be here, growing up in the shadows of Los Angeles as we've seen, my participation and inclusion in field hockey wouldn't have been possible without 84 Olympians. Yep, here it goes. Let it rip. So thank you to all those players, Aaron in the back, everyone that really helped make those games a success, allowed players like myself to continue to be a part of that sport. Amy, congratulations, our first official inductee. We also honor Dr. Grant, a legend in her own right for expanding athletic opportunities and gender equity. So on that behalf, thank you. Kate and Kelly, as peers, it was an honor to play next to you and to see you compete as fierce competitors on the field. Congratulations, it's well deserved for you to be here as well. It's fitting that we celebrate 40 years of LA 84 and the games here in Los Angeles as we look towards Paris in the 2024 Olympics. My earliest memory in sport is actually a year-end culmination. Kindergarten, I was just discussing this with my family. We made little red, white, and blue medallions complete with a glued-on penny and had our own parade of athletes at the year end, and that just somehow sticks with me. It's fitting because this year, as we look towards Paris, the word sport is derived from a French word, de sportir, which is to amuse or to pleasure oneself. So I guess I've been doing that since my kindergarten days. Very good. As we look to chase your dreams, it's amazing. For many of us, our first mentors are those that are closest to us in our families. I was privileged to have such a supportive community and family around me. Mom, thank you for instilling the models and values of love, empathy, and service. Dad, for your commitment, discipline, and integrity, values that I still carry with me today in what I do. As many are now awakening to the fact that everybody watches women's sports. For the Iowa fans, I know we're keeping close tabs on the Fever in town playing the Sparks. But I'm the younger brother of two older sisters who normalized sports participation in our house, and it wasn't uncommon for me to be chasing them around the soccer field or the softball fields, and I think that's really where I learned to enjoy sport, so thank you. I have a younger brother, he's still here. Of course, his childhood was spent in the pool, so as a dryland athlete, good luck for me trying to chase after him in the pool. But Jenny, Bridget, Brian, thank you for supporting me in my endeavors, and I'm so proud of where you three are today. Amber, you have a special place in my heart. We met through field hockey that brought us together. You are my rock, confidence, a sounding board, and a truth teller when it really matters most. You've supported my journey as a player and now as a coach, and I just want to say thank you. I was fortunate, of course, to have a great group of players who challenged me every day to compete, to excel, and really try to master what we do on the field. They've all been a part of that journey, and I just want to take a moment to recognize a few of those by name, but there's been so many. But Jared, first is a player competing together next to you, and now having the opportunity to work with you as a colleague has been extremely special. You lead with empathy and really have a good pulse on the team. So thank you for bringing me in to be a part of Ohio State, stealing me away from California, allowing me to come back so I can get some beach time and mountains, but thank you. Another glass of wine. Your passion and love for the game you wear on your sleeve right out in front for everybody to see. And that was something that was always enjoyable. You knew you were going to leave everything you had on the field. Rinku, just as Sean and I were calm under pressure, one who continues to help in the local community here in FHF and continue with LA Tigers. It was fabulous. Thanks for what you did to contribute to the team in that environment as a group. Sean, as we know, the video there, he's not here tonight, but Naku, he is committed, loyal, steadfast. As he mentioned, those early mornings in Camarillo, we were on the handball courts next to the library far too often. Drives to Moore Park, San Diego. He is a player's player, somebody I think that should be standing with us here tonight. And I look forward to having him here. Thanks. He deserves his place as well. He's been so giving as a teammate, coach, and community here in the local area. So I look forward to celebrating him in the future in the Hall of Fame. Strong Nakamura. Steve, even prior to me making the national team, you've been an older brother, a mentor for me, spending time on and off the field, at the beach. First of all, making sure I connected to everybody in that first resident camp. he delivered me a book of questions, some conversation starters, 101 questions. Remember this? I'm still going through it. It's not going very well, I'll tell you. But thank you, Tara, Lovey, for being part of our lives, and not just field hockey, but beyond that. And lastly, just a quick recognition for for those in the local FHF community that really built on the legacy of the 84 games and what's happened here in our region to help pave the way. People in Camarillo, Ventura County, the V Hill family, Walt Robbins, Chuck Valencia, and our main godfather, Tom Harris, who also is seen everywhere. Just in April with the junior team over in Holland, he's always around and has been a visionary in this region to be able to help support field hockey. Thank you, Tom. I guess it's a privilege and honor to be here to receive this recognition for my past achievements. It's not the reason that we enter into sport to choose to compete, to be here, but it has been amazing to be a part of a group of men chasing our dreams, and I will cherish those memories forever. As athletes and coaches, we all have challenging moments, non-selections, injuries, poor performances. The most challenging moment for me would actually arrive at the end in 2012 with the unilateral decision not to send our men's team to the Olympic qualifier. To me, that decision went against the very values of the Olympic movement, focusing on the projected outcomes and results, not taking the opportunity to compete or partake in the fight as Pierre de Coubertin sought out in the Olympic revival of the modern games. And yet there is a sliver of truth in why that decision was made. There simply wasn't a large and competitive enough pool of players to select and compete with. And I think that's what hurts the most. In my eyes, the best is still yet to come. I envision a future of our game where we promote greater inclusivity, expanded opportunities for gender equity, along with minority and adaptive participation in field hockey. I'm a legacy player of the 84 games, a benefactor of the continued support in organizations such as the U.S. Field Hockey Foundation, the Men's Foundation, LA 84 Foundation, all organizations established after the first profitable Olympics in 1984. Together with the Play Equity Fund currently operating, they look to tackle the two major factors of sport participation, accessibility and affordability. And I'm going to continue to fight and support. I dream about a future of players, coaches, and staff that are developed here domestically, participating in a robust domestic setting of training and competition. As the great Jackie Robinson said, life is not important except in the impact it has on others. As we celebrate Paris this summer and look towards Los Angeles in 2028, the decisions and direction we make in the next 4 years are the most critical. We will celebrate the success of those games, not by quantifying the final placing in LA 28, but where we stand as an organization 40 years beyond that. We all have a responsibility to serve the game, and I will continue to do so as long as I can. Thank you.
To serve on the USA Field Hockey Board with you, Pat, and work as a colleague in the college field hockey game. You're a great ambassador. I look forward to your continued impact on the game and look forward to working with you on that. I do need to learn more about this synchronized swim. Before we go to our next nominee, can I get the men in the back, the junior team, the senior team, and our men's national team players to please stand up right now. Good luck with your training. It's wonderful to have you here tonight, and you've got great role models there as you move forward. Thanks. Our second Hall of Fame inductee, Kelly Doton. Kelly was named to the U.S. Women's National Team, providing Team USA with a disciplined defensive skills and quickly establishing herself as one of the best attack corners in the country. Kelly helped Team USA qualify for an Olympic Games held outside of the United States for the first time in 20 years. The pinnacle of her international career, she led Team USA to an 8th place finish at the Beijing 2008 Olympic Games.
Congratulations on being inducted into the USA Field Hockey's Hall of Fame. What a tremendous accomplishment this is, and one, quite honestly, that you were destined to have happen. And I know right now you're probably sitting back going, please hurry up and get this over with. But it is exactly that point that I want you to slow down. And I want you to see it from the narrative of all those who love you, your family, your friends, your colleagues, your teammates, because it's truly a moment in time that we need to celebrate and honor you and all that you've accomplished. But more importantly, how you accomplished it. How you accomplished it with your humility, always putting others before you, and the passion that has always driven your incredible accomplishments and what drives your motive. So with that, we celebrate you, and we're going to celebrate you all evening, and we wish you the best of continued success in your future.
Dope, congratulations on your induction into the USA Field Hockey Hall of Fame. What a great honour, well deserved. Two memories that stand out for me quite clearly. One is at the Beijing Olympics, the sublime pass that you hit through to Angie Lloyd for her goal against Argentina in the opening game. And of course, during a half-time team meeting when I'm trying to motivate the team at the Olympic Training Centre, you interrupting me to interpret my Australian English to the rest of the team, explaining that thorough actually means to be thorough. Enjoy your night, have fun, no doubt there'll be a lot of stories told. Please don't believe the one where Dope says you drove the golf ball further than I did. We all know that that's not true. Okay, enjoy the evening. Well done.
Hey everyone, Tiki here. An amazing day and evening to celebrate Kelly Doton. Congratulations on USA Field Hockey Hall of Fame. Incredible career, incredible player on and off the field, teammate, friend, and just an amazing player. So super proud of you. I think probably one of my favorite memories was after the Pan Am Games, actually not on the field, but just showing your competitive drive and the unsatisfaction of coming in second when you threw your silver medal off the balcony onto the road into the river across from the villages. So just goes to show you the competitor that you are, the amazing spirit and passion that you put in every single day. So super proud and honored to have played in front of you, beside you, and was awesome to receive those laser balls flat on the turf upfield. So congratulations, super proud of you, and honored to have been a part of this amazing career. So here's to you, celebrate and enjoy it.
Hey Kelly Doton, congratulations. We're all so incredibly proud of you. You are a true legend, and it was such an honor to be able to play with you for so many years. There's not
quite another dope out there. You brought total sarcasm and honesty and grit and love to everything you did every single day, and I loved every minute of it. I remember when you walked away from the sport and decided to start your coaching career after the 28 Olympics, and I was devastated. I just felt so much joy to be with you on the field and most importantly in the locker room. You are one of a kind and we love you dearly, and congrats. Super, super proud of you, and enjoy your evening. And also, congrats to Falgo too. You guys are amazing people, and we're all just super proud. So enjoy your night.
Congratulations, Joe. Betty and Dina here. We love you.
So proud of you.
So well deserved, and you're a wonderful teammate and friend. We miss you.
Miss you. Love you.
Wow, that's embarrassing. Everyone knows I don't want to be here right now. I'd rather give me a jersey. I'll play in front of a million people. No problem with that. But this, I do it for these guys in the room that go here with me. So, okay, team lead. I'd like to thank Simon, Pam, Amy, Laura, and the entire Hall of Fame committee for this incredible honor. I'm extremely humbled to be inducted into the USA Field Hockey Hall of Fame. I'm going in with a pretty special class, as Pat mentioned. We wouldn't be standing here today without the works of Dr. Christine Grant. Though I never had the privilege of meeting her, unfortunately, I know the impact that she had not only at Iowa, but on women's sports in general. Every female athlete has benefited from Dr. Grant. Amy, you and I go way back. New England natives. I've always respected you as an official, as a person, and you retired way too early from the game, unfortunately. But I want to congratulate you. I also want to thank you for never giving me a card when you officiated our BC games. If there was ever any banter directed at you from our bench, it was definitely my assistants. Right, Ayana? You know that. Pat, thank you for your friendship and being one of the best humans I've ever met. I've never seen you without a smile. So happy to share this night with you. It's well deserved. Falgo, Kaitlyn, welcome. I'm so proud of you. Most of you guys don't know that she was a teenager that came into the training program that was difficult for college graduates, let alone Kaitlyn in high school. You were a key part of both the Olympic runs in 2008 and 2012, and I'm forever grateful to call you a teammate, even if you are a Tar Heel. And Rich. Our 2000 Olympic team was a wild ride. It was never going to start without our leadership from Kate Barber and Carrie Lingo. Their return was in question for the 2005 season after failing in 2000 and 2004.
A lot of veterans left, and they guided this young group to success. Without Carrie and Kate, I am not here today. My first tour as a player was in New Zealand. What an amazing country. We had 8 players with 0 international caps. Woo! New Zealand had 150. We lost 5-0 in the first game. I moved from playing midfield in college to center back. I thought, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. None. But we grew overnight and over that week, and to the point where we eventually tied New Zealand in our 3rd game, and we ended up beating them in our 4th game. We had something going and we knew it. It was a long road ahead. We were never the most talented team in the world, ever. We had a great group of individuals that understood their role and executed it greatly. No one would outcompete us. We knew our strengths, tried to hide our weaknesses, but we competed every single day. If there was one quote that would describe our journey to Beijing, it was pressure was a privilege. We knew what was at stake. We finished 6th at the World Cup in 2006, but failed to qualify for the Olympics in 2007 at the Pan Ams, finishing with the silver medal. Now I want to get back to Kate's story for a second. Hang on. I tried to throw it in a pond. And I did grow up playing softball, and I'm like, I got this. But this thing was like 100 yards away, and I missed and almost hit a security guard. So I hope he took that home to his family, because I definitely didn't want that back. We were focusing on other things. Off to Russia we went. It was cold. Freezing, okay? One last chance to qualify. There was a surprising calm amongst the group, knowing what was at stake, especially in the final game against Belgium. When time expired, it was incredible celebrating with that team on the field. We knew everyone back home was celebrating with us. And with that, I'd like to apologize to the Falgowski family, as I'm pretty sure I gave Kaitlyn her first sip of alcohol from a terrible Russian beer, with the gold medals hanging around our neck, because Kaitlyn and I were roommates in Russia. But seriously, this beer tasted like kerosene, so I wanted to apologize to the Falgowski family for that. Sorry, Kaitlyn. I got to see some pretty amazing things during my USA playing career. I visited countries I could have never imagined. Saw a bullfight in Madrid with Cran, never want to see that again. Took a picture with Christ the Redeemer, walked the beaches of Copacabana, brought back so much wine from Argentina, I could have started a wine shop. Probably should have been detained by Homeland Security, but here we are. Climbed the Great Wall of China, held a gold medal in Beijing, not mine. Played in front of 10,000 fans in Argentina, took pictures with Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, met former presidents of the United States, and felt the roar of USA from our fellow Olympians in the tunnel of the Bird's Nest as we entered the opening ceremonies of the 2008 Olympics. I'll never forget that. To my family, you have supported me from the start in whatever endeavor I wanted. To my friends who made the trip to LA, who I call my family, my Wake Forest family, my USA Field Hockey family, and my Boston College family, you mean everything to me. I'm not here without all of you. Thank you, and go States.
Absolutely love to play with you. Instead, I enjoyed our many conversations out there on the sideline recruiting, talking about the various clinics we would run, focusing on the 2 lost arts, defense and hitting. Dope, you can still count me in when the time comes to run those. Our next Hall of Fame inductee, Kaitlyn Falgowski Janoffy. Kaitlyn, a 3-time Olympian, has one of the most decorated playing careers for the U.S. women's national team after having competed in 261 international matches for Team USA. After only playing for 5 years, she landed a spot on the U.S. Under-21 women's national team, making her the youngest player to the squad at just 14 years old. It did not take long for her talent to get recognized by the U.S. women's national team head coach, and just a year later, she found herself on the senior roster. She joined the U.S. Women's National Team in 2005 when she was just 15 years old. She instantly earned respectful recognition as a wise athlete beyond her years.
Falgo, congratulations on your induction into the USA Field Hockey Hall of Fame. Triple Olympian, absolute legend of the game. Well done. What you fought through, your resilience with injury and concussion, your longevity through this period of time, outstanding. And there's one thing that will always resonate with me was in Rosario during a thunderstorm that cancelled our training. We played soccer in the rain. It was probably one of the worst pieces of weather we ever encountered. But on the team video, there you are at the end of training saying, it's a good day. With everyone out there having fun and enjoying it, and I think that's what you're all about. Well done, Falgo. Enjoy the evening, and so well deserved.
You having a great time, Falgo? It's awesome out there. I know everyone's a little jealous that we're all playing. We're supposed to be at practice today, and all we're doing is playing in the rain, playing soccer, shooting down practice, and enjoying football. Please, you're a 4-year-old, get the high class work, get into it. Good day.
Hi, I'm Jackie Briggs. Falgo and I played together for all of my college career, 4 years in college, and then on the national team together for about 9 years. Falgo's not only one of the best players I've ever played with, she used to let people beat her on her backhand on purpose because she was better at tackling on her reverse. And she was probably the only player I played with that could get away with doing that. But she also is my best friend. She was my maid of honor at my wedding, and I was also at her wedding. And not a day goes by where I don't think about her. She's just one of the most amazing, caring, loving, kind people in the entire world. Falgo, all things aside, amazing, amazing player, but even more amazing human being, and you deserve this more than anybody. I love you so much, and I can't wait to get together and celebrate properly. Congrats.
Hey Falgo, congratulations on your induction to the Hall of Fame. What a great achievement and so richly deserved. And Falgo, you know how much you meant to the team and to me as well as a coach, and how much you did for that group. But I just want to share a little anecdote for the rest of the people in the room there. Falgo, as you know, one of the main reasons I moved to the USA was because of you. My previous job meant that I was looking at opponents when I was working with Team GB, and USA obviously was one of our key opponents. And when I was doing the scouting reports, I'd always had a line for key players. And you were on the list of key players for USA, and I talk to the GB players about this all the time. Like, guys, you've got to look after this player. She's massively influential. She can be in it from minute 1 to the last minute of the game, and she can turn the game on its head. So make sure you look after her. And by the way, she's a young kid, so she can be around for a long time. So when the job came up in the USA, I was sort of thinking about it, and I thought, wouldn't it be great to work with players like Falgo? So over I moved, and then it wasn't until I got working with the team and seeing, Falgo working with you every day that I got to see the real qualities that you had, and your dedication, your commitment, your selflessness, and your leadership qualities. And although you didn't wear the leader's armband for us, and Cran did that, of course, and did a great job, you were an absolute general in that midfield and ran the tempo of the game. It was so important to that group when I was coaching. So I thank you for that. And I also thank for everything else that you've done for USA Field Hockey, the amount of people, the young players that you've inspired to get into the game. You just do not know the impact. And I just want to really recognise that, and for the room to recognise that as well tonight. Great memories from working with you and that group, and so congratulations to all the other inductees as well. Say hi to Mom and Dad and to John, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.
Kaitlyn, told you I would make you a video live. It's the only live I've ever done. Congratulations on a huge accomplishment in making it into the Hall of Fame. What a beautiful career you've had. It all started with us when we were 11 years old in the junior team in Bolton, Holland. And what a crazy story and a beautiful relationship we created. Some things I just loved about you when you were playing was that you're always the unsung hero. You're always your cool, collective attitude and so optimistic, and people, I think, just gravitated around you. I loved how resilient you were and how competitive you still are. to this day. I won't go into much more than that. But again, sorry I can't be there, but congratulations, and I look forward to seeing you. I love you.
Congratulations on your induction into the USA Field Hockey Hall of Fame.
We want to come back on here, and John is here tonight. So, your 2024 Hall of Fame inductee, Kaitlyn,
Alright, starting it off, okay. It's just an amazing honor tonight. Thank you so much. Congratulations to Pat, to Kelly, to Amy, and Dr. Grant. I really truly stand among legends tonight up here, and it means so much to be able to call so many friends and all extended family from the USA and the hockey community. I've really been at a loss of words when it comes to quantifying what my Field-Hockey journey has meant to me. But as I look around the room tonight, I know that there are many who can relate to this. It's hard to put into words all that Field-Hockey has given us, all that it has done for us, and everywhere that it has taken us in life. Tonight is truly an amazing, humbling honor, as there is no greater feeling than wearing the red, white, and blue, and I hope that I have inspired the next generation, just as the generation before inspired me. Contrary to popular belief, I do know that life isn't always rainbows and butterflies. It takes dedication, resilience, perseverance, and hard work to chase the dream. Some Olympics, you finish dead last, and others just shy of a podium finish. But all those experiences I wouldn't change for the world. Teammates become friends, and friends become family. Through the ups and downs, I have formed relationships and memories that will last a lifetime. For that, I'm forever grateful. Over time, scores and details from games and practices fade, and memories become blurred. But what I will never forget is how I felt while playing the game. My first international cap was in Virginia Beach. I actually don't even remember who I subbed in for. I don't remember if I played forward or midfield, and I'm not even actually sure who the head coach was at the time. I think Big Conway was helping. But what I do remember is how I felt. I went in for 5 minutes. I ran around aimlessly, I'm sure. I'm not even sure if I touched the ball. But every sense was in overdrive. Every desire to succeed was heightened. It was sheer chaos. I could barely breathe, but it was so much fun. In that brief moment, my path was decided, and I knew I would never look back. To every coach, thank you for challenging me to be the best version of myself on and off the pitch. To every teammate I ever had along the way, my journey would not have been possible without you by my side. Sharing every day with you is where the magic in life happened. To my friends, parents, siblings, and family, you've always been my biggest fan, and I've always been yours. Thank you for your unwavering love and support. It gave me the confidence to always believe in myself. On nights like tonight, when my emotions are high, I'm reminded of the wise words of Megan Dawson. Before walking down the aisle at my wedding, when emotions were at an all-time high, Maggie D said, "All you have to do is channel DMX, and you'll have no problem keeping your shit together." So before walking down the aisle, I found myself chanting, "Excellent, give a shit," over and over in my head. And you know, she was right. You'd be surprised since then how often, when my heart is pounding, I think about DMX and smile. Moments like those, from relationships that were forged from the sport that we all love, that's the greatest gift my career has given me. In sports, we all chase our fairy tale endings. The Cinderella story of finishing at the top. I may not have been able to go out on the top in the traditional sense that you might think, but I gave my career my all, and I'm proud of where that has brought me. I am living my fairy tale life. I ended up with my Prince Charming, and I'm forever grateful for that for U.S. Field Hockey. Thank you.
October 2011, and I remember coaching at Yale, just finishing winning a game against Columbia to stay in hunt for our first Ivy championship in 30 plus years. Moments later, I heard the news that our U.S. women's national team beat Argentina and earned a gold medal at the Pan Am Games, qualifying directly for the 2012 Olympic Games. I must have danced around that field in New York City for an hour with Columbia head coach Mary Beth Freeman, thinking I was obnoxious. She finally said something, and I said, "We qualified for London. We're going to the Olympics." Falgo, it was your senior season at UNC, playing with the torn ACL in Guadalajara, Mexico. You shut down Argentina's top player in the final. The victory was USA's first one over perennial powerhouse Argentina since 1987, and your performance earned Player of the Game honors. I remember it like it was yesterday. Like you said, the journey is important, but those moments at the end are things people cherish forever. Before we go to our next Hall of Fame inductee, I want to quickly thank Beyond Pulse again for their sponsorship this evening. Thanks to Ellie Eckerl and Matt Pell for joining us tonight, and I'd like to take a moment for Matt to come to the stage and say a few words. So thank you, Beyond Pulse. Matt.
This is really special. We just feel so lucky to be here. So thank you for having us.
But again, to Beyond Pulse, sponsors really help make the night special and possible. So thank you both for being here, and again, thank you for your sponsorship. Our next Hall of Fame official inductee, and the first, Amy Hassick. Amy Hassick started in 2002, taking a local beginner's course, and began umpiring at the junior high level. The following year, she stepped up to high school, and in 2004, she was appointed to her rookie collegiate season. Amy joined the international track in 2005 and began umpiring at various adult tournaments in preparation for her first appointment at an international event. Amy spanned the globe, reaching the pinnacle in the hockey world, umpiring 2 World Cups, Argentina in 2010 and the Netherlands in 2014, and 2 Olympic Games, London 2012 and Rio 2016.
To the Hall of Fame class of 2024, congratulations to an incredible group of athletes. Kaitlyn, Kelly, and Pat, it was a lot of fun to be on the field with you, and a privilege to get to know each of you as fantastic people off of it. To the friends and family of Dr. Graham, there's not enough words to describe what she means, not just to field hockey, but to sports, and not just domestically, but around the world. There is not a better group of inductees for you to be enshrined with. What they brought to the national teams was skill and leadership. You brought to the next level umpires, both domestically and on the international path. The joy in recollecting the domestic events that Rocky brought us together for, to the club tournaments in places like Boston, Atlanta, and elsewhere, being able to be at your first call-up to the Pan Am Games, to watching you being called up to the Olympics. It was probably too much fun both on and off the pitch, and something that we don't want recorded. In honor of your induction, a long play, historically recorded, payout of a bet. And while we miss you out here on the pitch, you definitely deserve your induction. Congratulations. This is an honor you more than deserve.
Amy, congratulations on your induction into the USA Field Hockey Hall of Fame, first umpire ever. My favorite thing about umpiring with you is we just always made fun of one another. Remember getting hit in various areas of the body and having a good chuckle, and then the other one of us would get hit and we would chuckle and laugh even harder. Umpiring is a tough gig, it's a tough job, but if you can make it a good time out there, have good friends, support one another, help each other grow, it all makes it worthwhile. So thank you so much for your mentorship and more importantly, your friendship. And congratulations. So proud and happy for you.
Hi, Amy. What a great honor, and it's a pleasure for me to be able to be a small part of your career. I know as an umpire, the careers go up and down, and have good times and our bads. And you have handled every bit of that with grace, poise, and dignity. So this is a well-deserved honor. But even bigger, the way that you represented the USA and USA Field Hockey around the world is something to be very proud of.
It's Richard Newfield here in Atlanta. And many congratulations on your induction to the Hall of Fame. So very well deserved. I remember in 2007 you were here on the umpires team for the Atlantic Cup. And on Saturday's TV I used to wander around and see how the umpires were doing. I thought to myself, Amy is a pretty darn good umpire. And on a Sunday we were chatting and you explained to me it was your ambition to umpire the Olympic Games. Well, guess what? 5 years later, it's London 2012 and there you are, umpiring the Olympic Games. So great to me that sports that I've played and officiated in have allowed us to establish so many friendships doing ours. So once again, many congratulations and enjoy the evening.
Amy, wanted to take a moment to say congratulations on your induction into USA Field Hockey's Hall of Fame. Can't think of anyone more deserving. From a young woman who came to dinner with us at NAPL to the woman who stepped onto the stage at the Olympics to represent the United States. Huge congratulations. Can't think of anyone I would much rather travel the United States with or internationally, be stuck in Dulles Airport with, or just hang out and be my friend. Congratulations. Love you, kid.
Congratulations, Amy! We love you!
for like 15, 20 minutes. I've been in front of thousands of people. I've been on TV across the world. But to be honest, I'm probably the most nervous here because everyone, all the inductees, have integrated in my life for a long time. Kelly, ass, love you to pieces. And I was probably actually was your assistant at the time who yelled at me, and I said, that's it. And I called timeout, and I walked over and I said, oh, what's going on? She's like, I swear to God, it wasn't me. I said, all right, well, let's just tame it down, get it under control, and we'll be fine. But I've known you since she was 16 years old as a player. And Falgo, I don't know if you remember, but even before I had my first international, I went to Shanghai with you guys as the under-21. And that was the start of my career. And you were 50, and I was 30. So even throughout, as an umpire, everybody in the room, I haven't seen for years, but I feel like we're interconnected for a long time. And yes, I'm part of the third team, the evil ones. That nobody wants to be a part of. And I've been writing things down, and every time I wrote things, I'd start crying or I'd start shaking. So please bear with me. When I watched that Dare to Differ film, and it talks about field hockey as a community, but as umpires, people really don't understand our life or the things that we sacrifice. And we are small, and we are quite the minority. And we are a very odd bunch to want to choose this career. I was a player, I coached for a few years, and when I stopped coaching, I wanted to somehow stay a part of the game, and I didn't know what to do. And I remembered somebody who I had done it when everybody probably did their coaches' summer camps, right? And you coached and you got paid, and I actually really liked umpiring the kids that night. It was really weird. But then I even remember in my own playing career, that spark, that interested me. And her name, people probably don't remember, her name was Pat Cota, up in the New England area. And she inspired me because she developed a relationship with me on the pitch as a player. And I appreciated that so much. And so as an umpire, when I could develop a relationship with the players on the field, it really made a great bond. And in the course of all of that, and my whole transition into things, my career took off on the backs of 2008's Olympic journey because they were doing so well. And as umpires, we didn't really have somebody, and people saw something in me just as a player. They saw a spark or potential. And so there's so many people that you want to thank. And it was so hard, but I have to definitely say to Pat Cota up in the New England area who developed the spark, Bart Carrero, Rocky Vegas who saw something, Laura Darling, humongous kudos to her, and her support in Rocky and her really helped me move forward. Aaron Scherer, for sure, in the back from the Pan Am area, saw something in me. I mean, I miraculously got called into Pan Am's, what was it, maybe a week before? And I said, yes, I can go. And I was teaching at the time. And I was like, calling with my boss, and I had no time. I was like, I've got to go. You don't understand, I'm bawling in the office just to start this career. I'm gonna try and say it. Gus Sateriadis. No? It's the Greek. Dang it. Steve Simpson, I'm sure everybody knows Steve. And the summer of 2005, I survived Camp Simpson. If anybody was there, who knows those rules and how we survived. Hockey mom, Sally Ettinger, Renee Zilkin, another person who's been with me for a long time. And then, 5 minutes is up. There you go. Not even close. in our careers and in everything we move forward is people come into our lives for a season sometimes, for a reason, and for a lifetime. And I can really say that my hockey community, I've gone through something very traumatic recently, really, and my family is here as well. And I'm so thankful to everybody who helped support me in that time. And I just really, my 5 minutes is up. So thank you. But just know that even as umpires, we remember everything. I have such a huge list. It's like the gentleman Bill reported for the foundation. He's from Lafayette. My grandmother literally lived right behind Lafayette, so I grew up right in the backyard. I'm from Pennsylvania originally. Pam Stuper, I played with her. I played against her in college. I umpired her. They have the best ball boys at Yale when they were there. Can't say enough. Man, I remember Liz Chu back in the day. She was a huge person that I looked up to. Marsha Pancras. I mean, Beth Biglin, never met her personally, met her tonight, and she was a huge person for me growing up when I was playing and an inspiration. The '84 Olympics, the support of my parents, my sister, coming out with this whole situation that happened recently with everything. But, you know, it's the people that care about you and sacrifice and the support and the family that you have. And you never even realize that you're a mentor sometimes until you're here. You know, Maggie Giddens is always like, you're my mentor. And I'm like, that's so weird. I've never thought I'd be in that position. But it's been an amazing journey. And yes, my time was cut very short in field hockey and umpiring. But I've moved on and I am trying to get back into it in some capacity. And it's been such a pleasure. Apparently Brian was not in diapers, but 6 years old when I very first started as well down at JFK. So I feel old. Yeah, so many memories, and thank you so much. Rachel Dawson, I remember seeing you playing as well, and I mean, there's so many faces in here that I'm just so thankful to be here, and thank you for having me.
And your induction as the first umpire, first official into the Hall of Fame. It was always a great day when we had you as an umpire at our Yale games. I have a timer, spoken like a true umpire. Of course you have a timer. In 2013, I had served as the International Hockey Federation liaison at the World League in Argentina, and I was given the opportunity to present Amy with the golden whistle following her 100th international match during the World League final. What an honor. It was great to be part of your journey. Our final Hall of Fame inductee tonight, contributor Dr. Christine Grant. The legendary Dr. Christine Grant, a tireless advocate for the right of women to participate in sports, is the first contributor to be inducted into the USA Field Hockey Hall of Fame. Dr. Grant fought for gender equity her entire career, and her contributions to and unwavering support of Title IX were instrumental into its adoption into law. Throughout her lifetime, she empowered and inspired multiple generations of female student athletes, educators, administrators, and advocates for women in sport. Her love of field hockey led to the establishment of the intercollegiate team at the University of Iowa, and her constant advocacy was instrumental in the development and maintenance of the sport in both the Big Ten and the Midwest Collegiate Field Hockey Conferences, and in 2 countries, Canada and the United States.
Dr. Christine Grant not only elevated field hockey across the United States and Canada, but she also propelled women's collegiate athletics as a preeminent pioneer of Title IX. For her entire life, she worked tirelessly to achieve equitable participation and equitable experiences. Every time we step foot on the Dr. Christine Grant field, we are reminded of all she has done for women's sports, field hockey, and Iowa, and we are so excited for her legacy to be
Field hockey was Dr. Christine Grant's first love in sport, and she played and coached it on every level, from her home country in Scotland to helping organize a national program in Canada, as well as across the United States, and of course here in Iowa City. As a champion of Title IX, she unquestionably dedicated her career and life to the belief that the world is a better place when women have an equal opportunity to compete at every level. And she believed that a sport experience could truly empower a woman. Without Dr. Grant's commitment and efforts to gender equality, girls and women would not be able to experience the benefit of sport the way we know it today. I know I speak for the countless women who have had the opportunity to play and coach, not only for the University of Iowa, but at every level in the United States, that Dr. Grant's memory deserves nothing less than our endless gratitude. I'm so proud that her memory will be memorialized with her induction into the USA Field Hockey Hall of Fame.
It is a great honor to be able to pay tribute to Dr. Christine Grant. She was one of my life's greatest mentors and had a huge impact on my life and career. I was a student of hers, and she was also my academic advisor at the University of Iowa. And I can't even tell you, she just loomed larger than life. Everyone in that classroom was very aware of all that she had done to advocate as a pioneer in women's athletics. She was also the athletic director at the time, so she was my boss's boss. And she imparted so many lessons. We had a textbook, but the experience and history that Dr. Grant taught us that came from her own life was absolutely amazing. And the number one thing was that you've got to lead with your values. Don't get caught up in the win at all costs. Quick story about Dr. Grant. This is rather embarrassing, but I'm going to share it. As a grad student in my first semester with her, I was also an assistant coach. And I decided to give one of the athletes needed a ride all the way back to Connecticut from Iowa, and I was going there. And someone said, hey, you may be breaking a rule. And I thought, this is a stupid rule, but we're fine. She's gonna pay me for gas. Well, it was a rule, and we broke it, and I had to report it, and I had to meet with Dr. Grant, which was very scary because I respected her so much, and I knew I had disappointed her. And she said, Amy, these rules, they must be followed. This is a part of your ethics and code to athletics. So from now on, you must do A+ work in my class, and I will be watching you, and I will expect the highest standards. And in addition to that, I want you to learn the NCAA rule book inside and out. I was like, whoa, but you know, she had some understanding, but she really taught me such an important lesson. And she changed how much I valued that education and all the amazing opportunities I had in my future to be a mentor as well.
I'm super excited to see that Dr. Grant's being inducted into the Hall of Fame. I couldn't be more grateful for all of her tireless efforts at the University of Iowa, for all of us young women back in the early 1980s when we came off to college, trying to create equal opportunities for us, especially in the sport of field hockey. And now, all these years later, that I'm coaching young women in field hockey, they don't even know that there was a difference back then between the men and the women. They just think it's the way it is. And we fought long and hard for that, and Dr. Grant was leading the way for all of us. So congratulations to her, and again, forever thankful and grateful for knowing her and for all the hard work and years of sacrifice and passion for the sport of field hockey and women's in sports. Congratulations.
I went to my very first football game, and I was blown away. You know, I had never seen anything like that. I thought, wow, this is terrific. Now, what do we have for women? And I got the shock of my life. I was told, in no uncertain terms, women were not interested in sport. Well, I couldn't accept that.
Because we have nothing to lose and we have absolutely everything to gain.
I always believe that whatever it is that I'm going to do, I'm going to do it. using sport as a tool to help youngsters learn about themselves and learn everything that sport can teach them. It teaches you so much about life. And if you can love sport and survive what it throws at you, you'll survive anything and you'll be a success.
Award is three-time Olympian, LA bronze medalist, and captain of the 1988 Olympic team and former Iowa coach, Beth Baglin. For our 2004 Hall of Fame inductee, Dr. Christine Grant.
Amy, I have to say that I'm glad you mentioned something about the 5-minute timer. I tried that 6 times today and gave up. As mentioned before, it was good to be back in LA. Last time I was here for a 3-month stay at the Hotel 6 in East LA, where we trained for 3 months in preparation for the 84 games. And so I would like to compliment USA Field Hockey on coming a long way from Motel 6 to the Hyatt. I'd like to also congratulate all the inductees here tonight. Your incredible accomplishments really enhance the legacy of the USFHA Hall of Fame, and your contributions to the sport are just truly amazing. Amy, I want to say to you particularly how much I know that Dr. Grant would be proud of you in becoming the first to be inducted in the Hall of Fame as an umpire. She herself was an umpire. I'd like to formally thank USA Field Hockey, the Hall of Fame committee members, and especially Pam Stuper, on Dr. Grant's behalf and her family's behalf for this unbelievable honor. When Pam called me on another matter after Dr. Grant's death, I learned that she had not been a member of the USA Field Hockey Hall of Fame induction. And I was shocked because, for whatever reason, I just had assumed her contributions were legendary. She was already in the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, and I couldn't believe that in her true love, her sport of field hockey, that she was not in our Hall of Fame. And so I submitted her nomination, and it's truly fitting that she's being honored with this award posthumously as a contributing member. My only regret is that I did not have the foresight to nominate her years before her passing, as she would have been thrilled to speak with you personally to extend her thanks. And if you had the opportunity to hear Dr. Grant in person, you would have been mesmerized. Had I done so, you would have heard a remarkable woman, one who had a profound impact on many lives and organizations across the nation and world. What you should know about Dr. Grant that is not mentioned in tonight's Hall of Fame program. First and foremost, Dr. Grant was an advocate, was an educator. She was a lifelong believer in the value of education, and she obtained 2 bachelor's degrees in physical education, one in Scotland and one in Iowa. In addition, she obtained her master's and doctoral degrees in physical education as well. She also played, coached, and umpired multiple sports, and all of this contributed to her future success as an athletic director, as she was a coach's administrator, having walked in their shoes for much of her life. A year prior to completing her doctoral degree at Iowa, she was hired as Iowa's first and only women's athletic director, which she undertook while still teaching, working on her dissertation, and assisting in founding the AIAW. At that time, it was not easy for Dr. Grant, or any woman for that matter, to be in a position of power of collegiate athletics. Most male ADs were not thrilled with the idea of sharing their resources with women or their power in the administration of sports. And I think it's important that everybody tonight understands, considers Iowa's hiring of Dr. Grant within the context of that time. During Dr. Grant's student years at Iowa, women paid out of their own pockets to compete on club teams and were not allowed to compete in the university fieldhouse. They shared 2 sets of uniforms across all teams. So imagine a volleyball player fitting into a field hockey uniform, and vice versa. She also lined the fields herself, and that is where she started. Fast forward to Dr. Grant's hiring, and imagine attending your first Big Ten athletic directors meeting and being asked to leave the room when the Big Ten athletic directors group photo was being taken. True story. She did so calmly and without making a scene. Imagine that indignity and how difficult that must have been for her to swallow. And you have to ask why she would ever comply with such a request. She complied because Dr. Grant was always looking at the big picture and the long game. She knew she had to avoid making future enemies that she would eventually have to win over in her advocacy for women's sport. Rest assured, she was in the photo the next year. In observing Dr. Grant throughout my tenure at Iowa, one of the most valuable lessons I learned from her was to be measured and factual as possible while being a passionate advocate, and to appeal to people's sense of fairness and their better selves to form consensus. I can still hear her voice. Beth, you don't want to alienate people before they even listen to what you have to say. Under Dr. Grant's leadership, Iowa elevated 11 women's sports from club to an intercollegiate status, and she was given a total budget at that time of $30,000, which included her $14,000 a year salary. 27 years later, Dr. Grant would leave a women's athletic department comprised of 12 sports with a budget of $2.8 million, and which earned 27 Big Ten titles and 12 Final Four appearances. While at Iowa, Dr. Grant had the radical idea that women should be hired in positions of power to advance women's sports. In her program, the majority of her senior staff were women, whose sole focus was women's athletics. She wanted female student athletes to have role models because she was a firm believer in, if you can see it, you can be it. She was well ahead of her peers in actively recruiting and hiring top women coaches, enticing them with better salaries, better support, and full complements of athletic scholarships. She met with her head coaches alone on a monthly basis to facilitate communication and with all student athletes to forge a sense of common purpose among all sports. She did all that while still teaching classes in athletic administration, mentoring an untold number of graduate students, being a tireless advocate for the passage of and implementation of Title IX, testifying to Congress, helping found the AIAW, and serving as one of its presidents, participating on multiple NC2A committees, serving as an expert witness in numerous court cases involving Title IX, and making hundreds of speeches across the country to advance women's sports. When the NC2A conducted a hostile takeover of the AIAW in 1981 by offering competing championships for women and paying for championship travel, Dr. Grant and others chose to remain within the NC2A to continue their fight for equity from within. They wanted a seat at the table to combat the coming opposition, which they knew was sure to happen. They knew it would be critical that athletics remain within the language and protection of Title IX, and that the sport of football was not exempted from the equation, something for which male athletic directors were advocating at the time. Dr. Grant was a passionate advocate for her true love, field hockey. It was the first sport that she elevated to varsity status at Iowa, and she did so in a state that had no high school field hockey. And during a backdrop of multiple institutions dropping field hockey for a variety of reasons across the Midwest. With the addition of Iowa teams, field hockey had the requisite 6 teams to become a sanctioned Big Ten sport, and she was the program's first coach. With the hiring of Judith Davidson as head field hockey coach, Iowa went on to enjoy enormous success as the only Midwest school to win a national championship at the time of Judith's retirement. After the 1987 season, Judith departed Iowa and I applied for her position, but I had a major issue in that I would miss the first month, the entire first month, of the collegiate field hockey season due to the 1988 Seoul Olympics being held in September. And not only would I miss this time, but so would my assistant coach, Michelle Madison, as she was the Olympic team manager. Dr. Grant asked me for my solution to the problem, and I detailed what I thought would be required, and she took that risk and hired me. Not many athletic directors would even consider that possibility. But Dr. Grant was willing to think outside the box, and as long as you proposed solutions to the problems you faced, she was willing to entertain that. Unfortunately, right after my first season, Purdue University dropped the sport of field hockey, and we lost Big Ten sanctioning, jeopardizing field hockey's continued viability on the collegiate level in the Midwest. And I don't think people at the time understood how tenuous a hold field hockey was at that point in time, and the risk of really losing the entire sport in all the colleges in the Midwest. When our sport was threatened, Dr. Grant organized the Midwest Collegiate Field Hockey Conference, comprised of the 5 remaining Big Ten institutions and Northern Illinois University. That conference operated for 3 years and was crucial to field hockey's survival in the Midwest until Indiana University added the sport in 1992, and that once again elevated Big Ten, or the field hockey, as an official Big Ten conference sport. Another unbelievable quality of Christine Grant was in her hiring of coaches. As an athletic director, she believed one of the main aspects of her job was hiring exceptional people. People who had a strong moral compass and who were leaders. She told me that if you could do that, everything else would take care of itself. Among the coaching legends that Dr. Grant hired was Vivian Stringer, Gail Blevins, Lisa Bluter, and Judith Davidson. And if you don't know who those people are, you should really take the time to look them up. Judith would go on to become the first female athletic director of a merged athletic program in Division I history, and she subsequently served 2 terms as president of this organization from 1984 to 1992. One of Dr. Grant's final coaching hires was my successor, Tracy Griesbaum. And one can argue that this hire was one of the most impactful ones that she made, not only for the sport of field hockey, but for women's coaches across the country. After Tracy's unjust firing from Iowa in 2014, she refused to go away quietly. Her subsequent wrongful termination lawsuits against Iowa opened up a national dialogue about gender bias in athletics and the different standards to which coaches of women's teams and athletes were subjected. Tracy spoke up and out everywhere she could, and she refused to give up the fight until she and her partner, Jane Meyer, elicited a $6.5 million settlement from the University of Iowa, shortly after a unanimous verdict for Jane in a trial involving the claims against the university. Tracy's willingness to publicly advocate for herself and others, as painful as it was, honored Dr. Grant's legacy. That legacy was passed on to Iowa female student athletes. Dr. Grant focused on hiring outstanding leaders, and their focus was on recruiting exceptional student athletes. Once on campus, those student athletes were immersed in a culture that Dr. Grant created. They saw women in leadership positions, and most importantly, they learned to be advocates for themselves and others. According to current head coach Lisa Salucci, in the sport of field hockey alone, 53 Iowa letter winners have gone on to coach field hockey on the collegiate level. and in excess of 100 medal winners coach field hockey at some level after their collegiate career ended. Dr. Grant's legacy continues in every one of those coaches. It continues in every Iowa student athlete and all those she had the opportunity to influence through her teaching, her creation of organizations for women in sport, and her tireless advocacy for Title IX, which continued until the moments just before she passed. Last May, the University of Iowa held a weekend-long celebration of 50 years of women's athletics and 50 years of Title IX. And Lisa Salucci made plans to celebrate Dr. Grant during that weekend. It is a testament to Dr. Grant that 118 former field hockey student athletes from every decade of the program returned to the University of Iowa for that weekend, along with the 5 head coaches in Iowa field hockey history. It is also a testimony to her legacy that we are here tonight to celebrate Dr. Grant's induction into our esteemed Hall of Fame. In accepting this honor on her behalf, I'll end with what I believe Dr. Grant would have wanted to share with you. Be a passionate advocate for your beliefs, for participation in sport on every level, for fairness and equality, and persist as you face difficulties and setbacks along the way. On behalf of Dr. Christine Grant and her family, thank you much for this tremendous honor.
Today, the excitement and support of women's sports has grown tenfold. The Iowa Hawkeyes played a historic women's basketball game in that outdoor football stadium, Kinnick Stadium. They set a new NCAA women's basketball record of 55,646 fans on October 15, 2023, nearly doubling the NCAA former single game attendance. With the birth of that new popular phrase, everyone watches women's sports, Dr. Christine Grant is undoubtedly smiling with pride, but suggesting there's still more work to be done. I would agree, not only for females, but for our male field hockey players in the United States. May our past Hall of Famers, our honorary members, our 2024 Hall of Fame inductees, please stand. Hall of Famers, our new Hall of Famers. Let's give one last round of applause. Here to give that last wish is Chip Rogers. Chip lives in Oxford, Ohio, and serves as an assistant coach at Miami University. He is the USA Field Hockey Board of Directors and the U.S. Men's Field Hockey Foundation Director. Chip is a U.S. Men's Masters team athlete and an international technical official. In addition, Chip is the administrator of FieldHockeyCorner.com website, which has been used by coaches, players, and fans as a resource for schedules, results, rankings, statistics, and polls for all 3 divisions of NCAA field hockey for the past years. He collated the national coaching and playing records for Division 1, 2, and 3 while doing groundbreaking research on field hockey history. Chip served as the chair of the National Grow the Game Committee, currently serves on the Field Hockey Forward Committee, and has been instrumental in starting a new program at colleges in all divisions. USA Field Hockey's Renaissance man. Please welcome Chip Rogers.
One of the amazing things about sport is its strength of camaraderie, the electricity of excitement, and the promise of memories that power relationships that last a lifetime. We get to witness that little child who first picks up a ball, giving them a magic carpet ride that will take them on the most incredible journey. Tonight we had a chance to celebrate 5 of those who have taken that ride to the highest height. And as a family does, we could not be more proud of them. Congratulations to them, and a huge thank you to them as well, for not only are they incredible in their own right, but they are awesome in their inspiration of others. They have already passed the ball to the next generation of players, umpires, and contributors, for whom amazing awaits. All of us are grateful for what you have done, directly and indirectly, for the future of our sport, and for all who participate. Thank you.
So as you leave tonight, please remember to grab the notepad and pen as a gift from the foundation. The centerpieces are there for those of you who'd like to take them home and are local, and as Pat said, take the whatever, and you get where you need to go. Lastly, just to thank a few people. The Hyatt Regency for great hosts for this evening's event. To Front End Graphics, Betty Mull and Lisa Simon, who helped produce the marketing, the program. To Optical Realties, Linda Panetta, who did our video. Thank you very much. A special thanks to Cal Cup and U.S. Men's Field Hockey Foundation, Mark Bakerman and Dave Jackson. When this was a vision 2 years ago, and I said, let's do this on Friday night at the Cal Cup. Can you make it work? I thank you both for everything you've done to make this evening wonderful. To USA Field Hockey, Taryn Brill-Galloway, Liz Chu, and Ginger Wheeler, thank you for all your efforts. For Liz, compiling video after video for each of our inductees and helping us make this special. For Ginger and her sponsorship, and for Taryn's work in marketing and promoting tonight. Lastly, to the USA Field Hockey Foundation, for our trustees, for hosting and supporting tonight's event, and our events team, Amy Grandel and Laura Darling, who week after week, month after month, in the last year to help make tonight very special. Thank you, my friends, for helping. So there's a quote hanging up on my office wall by Wilfred Peterson. It says, walk with the dreamers, the believers, the courageous, the cheerful, the planners, the doers, the successful people with their heads in the clouds and their feet on the ground. Let their spirit ignite a fire with you to leave this world better than when you found it. Dare to differ, my friends. Dare to differ. Thank you all for coming, and have a great night.